Okay. Well, before we begin, I want to say I think I misspoke last time, as far as I remember, that it might have seemed that I was surprised that theonymias in sentence four, I guess in sentence four, or were translated as plural, but not, of course, it's plural, but that I think just translating it as names is not quite adequate. Something like nameness is although awkward in English, would be more adequate because, well, I think although he uses names, but he also says that that this Thearchia has no proper name, so nameness is something like a name, is what it's properly can be said to have. Uh, anyway, so I think we stopped, we began with sentence five, right? I think so. Please correct me if that's not right.
That's what I remember too.
Okay, so Adam, do you see it? It's ke
Uh,
osala.
kai hos ala beurgica hota tois logiois acolutos hetonenteon hemon categomenon crupia paradosis ekphantorikos hemen edores ata tauta kai hemes memue metha. And however many other I guess God working lights.
Right. Theurgica. Well, theurgic, yes. What is theurgy? There's a debate, a scholarly debate. This is actually a little bit hot, somewhat hot issue here. The traditional view is that theurgy in Neoplatonism was construed as magic, as manipulating the divine by certain, well, you know what magic is. And this is, of course, very unchristian, well, from a Protestant perspective at least, but I think at bottom just unchristian. But and so the defenders of this corpus of texts were claiming and arguing that here it's not meant this way. But actually, more recent scholarship shows that even in Neoplatonism, it was not meant this way. So that's not that simple. But in any event, this is a technical term. So who is the actor here? And the recent claim, even about Neoplatonic like a la Iamblichus, he was the first actually Neoplatonist whom we know to have introduced this theurgy concept into this tradition. So who is the actor here? Do we work on divinity or divinity works on us? And probably, I think in this context, it's for me, to me, it seems plausible that the latter is the case. Anyway, so that's a digression, but I think it's
Oh, and does I know phos can mean person, human too, rather than light. Is that what it means here? The theurgic people, or
no, it's
a
neutral plural. So it is the adjective neutral plural, and it agrees with phota, which is also neutral plural.
Oh, right. Never mind. So, well, I guess this is the direct object. So the subject is the hidden tradition.
Right,
It
right.
it gave revealingly to us the theurgic lights um
Right, yes.
uh continuously in speeches or
Uh, where do you continuously what?
oh sorry for akokoluthos. I was
Okay, okay. Acoluthus. Well, how to construe it with what? Uh, right. You took it with tis logis, which is right, but it's called. Do you have any suggestions of what is would be the meaning? This what would be the
I also was kind of stumped by akoluthos, but tis logis must refer to the oracles. So by means of the oracles.
right? But if it by means of the oracle, what sense can we make of acoluthus?
maybe following the oracles.
Yes, yes. That's to me. It seems the actually the only plausible meaning. If we look.
And is that not a very strange way of using that word? Because it seems like in English you would maybe literally translate it by means of the oracles followingly. It doesn't really.
Well, right. Akoluthia is a sequence, a following. Right, but we um,
So maybe like sequentially or one after the other. Is that the sense?
no, I don't think. Let's look. First look. I always look first in Lampe because of this. Uh, in order, right? Lampe gives first meaning in order. Let's see what LSJ gives. Following after in conformity with. That's it give you see it strangely it gives it as one meaning, like it's if you look at LSJ, following consequent upon in conformity with, to me it seems like three different meanings. At least the third one is somewhat different, but it's derivative, clearly derivative, which follows upon something or consequent upon it, might be is in conformity with it, not necessarily. That's why I think it's a different meaning, but uh, or consistent with. So I'm looking, of course, at the adjective. It doesn't give, as far as I see, doesn't give has no separate entry for the adverb, but well, assuming that, I think that in this case it's derived, the meaning of the adverb is derived regular ways. So, uh, well, if some actually in conformity with, it's already adverbial. So, although it's given as the meaning of the adjective. So, at least I have difficulty seeing why it's anyway. So why it's not an adverb. So, Cole, does it answer your worry?
Yeah, I
Okay.
suppose. Yeah.
All right. So we go continue, right?
Well, one other thing I did have a question about in this first part of the clause is so it's the tradition ton entheon hemon kategemonon. It's like of the leaders inspired, but it sounds like hemon should it be a personal pronoun rather than a adjectival? So it's like, is he including himself in the kategemon? Is he one of the entheos kategemon, like of us inspired leaders?
No, it's how ours.
I
It's
was I was
ours.
I was thinking if it were ours, I would expect hemeteron
No,
rather.
not necessarily. Imon, literally, it's of us,
Yeah.
the leaders of us. But in Matteron, it's difference in style, I think. Not to me it sounds, I'm not ready from top of my head to say the difference, what exactly would be difference with Imitern, but yeah, well, we can look, of course. I think it's just a variant as far as I think. Mon, yeah. Yeah, just don't plurimis, just
Well, I was asking because in the second clause he says, tauta kai hemes, we too have been initiated with respect to these things. So he
right.
puts himself as an initiate. So is he one of the, if you read hemon as a positive with kathegemonon, like
No, no, no. Well, maybe I didn't say it clearly enough. Imon, it's kathegemonon, uh, the paradosis, the tradition of the leaders, kathegemonon, of us, meaning of whom they are the leaders. So we are those led. So this is imon is objective genitive, yes, genitive of the object, right? So you know this difference.
yeah.
So that is the object. We are the object of their leadership. So we are the led, but it's put in the genitive. Well, uh, uh, I can say of some, he is a leader of me. He is a teacher of, well, maybe it's not very good English, but of. Uh, Plato is the teacher of Socrates, right? Of Socrates. So the one who is taught or instructed is put, in English we say it with of, which corresponds to the genitive case, right? So this is, so it's does it make sense now, Adam, or
Oh,
still?
yeah, I understand the objective genitive. I just meant that, I guess grammatically, only context would tell us which of the
Well,
choices.
but no, not exactly, because you're saying that it's undecided grammatically whether it's used as uh, up in opposition, namely of us, the leaders, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, well, right. It would be iton and theon imon kathegemonon. Well, that's possible, but it's so kind of outlandish in terms of its hubris. I think no, I think we should
Well, I was just
apply.
wondering, like, we have to wonder how he knows all these things he's telling us, so he must feel confident.
Well, at least, well, but the way to stay, well, right, but to stay to right. So we what's it? Assumption of innocence. How to say, what's the principle in law is the presumption of innocence, right? Because that would be in terms of expression, it would be a clear case of hubris. If so, of us, the leaders, uh, uh, yeah, it's well, as I said, only the one author, Simeon, the new theologian, and I'm can't help but being surprised how he got away with it. I mean, being canonized eventually, because originally he was just ridiculed as new theologian. Uh, but he says all the time, my hand is God, my feet, my foot is God. Uh, well, let alone of him, he's like, well, he's full of God anyway. But that's absolute exception. Uh, okay, continue, please.
Nun men analogos hemin dioton hieron parapetasmeton tes ton logion kai hierarchikon paradosion philanthropias aistetois ta noitai kai tois usi ta huperusio perikaluptuses kai morphas kai typus tois amorphotois te kai atupotois peritetheses kai ten huperusian kai huperpue kai aschematiston haploteta.
Yeah.
Stopping there.
No, but you can stop here because
Sorry.
yeah, you need to finish the thought.
Sorry, I lost my line. Te poikelia ton meriston sumbalon ple tu uses te kai dia platuses.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I lost the beginning place again. And now on the one hand, kind of in proportionally for us, on account of the love of humanity, the philanthropy of the divine. I'm forgetting the word parapetasma.
It's veil.
Oh yes, okay. Of the holy veils, and
But I'm not sure how you construed this.
I was taking I guess I first took dia with tes philanthropias, but now I was starting to wonder if I did that wrong.
Right. I mean,
Oh, I see now. It's through the holy veils of the philanthropy
right.
of the oracles and the hierarchic traditions.
Right. Yeah, and I think this kind of exegetical oracles, or in other words, hierarchic tradition. And hierarchic, of course, you probably know that this author was the first. He coined the term hierarchy, and he didn't mean, like a business hierarchy, like the boss, and no, he meant what it means etymologically, you know, thearchy, hierarchy, so holy. However, we may look how Lila translated it, but at any rate, doesn't mean like hierarchy can be applied to anything except to the sacred. It's not just a general logical concept as we use it now, like with hierarchy of computer system. No. It's not what he meant. We just have stolen it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we got it. I agree. So that's how it is. So we proceed with STT.
So it's the philanthropy, which is perikaluptuses, like concealing tanoita, the intelligible things, aistetois, with sensible objects, and the super essential things, ta huperusia, with existing things, tois usi.
Mm-hmm.
And shapes and mold, or shapes, sort of the same thing, I think, right? With
No, first perikithesis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh, putting around, like wrapping. Oh, is that
Yeah, or enveloping.
Yeah. Enveloping the shapes and forms with the shapeless and formless.
Yes, yeah. No, so it's maybe I heard it wrong, but I think it's the other way around. Uh,
Um,
what
oh,
envelopes what?
oh, so look, all right. Morphos is the accusative of perithesis.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Yes.
So it's enveloping the forms and the types or shapes.
Well, I think maybe and it's misleading. My bad. I think so. mm, Well, by the meaning, uh, clearly, what is has no form and shape is enveloped by forms and shapes, right? And in analogy, just like the previous clause. So that's he. It's a variation on the topic of covering with, right? So let's see what other meaning, like less misleading for perithemy, put upon. So it's active participle. So and it can be, I think it can be even
Oh, maybe I found the meaning confer upon. So
right, confer
okay,
upon. Right.
that
So
makes
then in
sense.
this we translate this way. Clearly we have morphos typus as an object, right?
Yes, so conferring shape and form on the formless and shapeless.
Mhm. Yeah, but this, of course, what kind of dative it is? Well, you see, dative is because peri kind of. Let's see what I don't
In
know.
LSJ, it has this with the dative to put upon the dative, I think.
Oh, okay. But it has two. Mm, right. So in other words, it has accusative object or object in accusative indicating what is put upon, and
Hmm.
indirect object in the dative
Right.
indicating what it is put around. And it's, I think it's dative because it's not just put upon, but it's put around.
Hmm.
Yes. So like, yeah. Okay.
And filling and molding the beyond being and beyond nature and formless oneness uh, with manifold of with variety of part-like symbols.
Divisible, divided
Oh,
symbols, because
okay.
actually it's not just one uploaded. It's not quite
Like
one.
simplicity.
Yeah, simplicity. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I see. Contrasted with Maristone.
Right, right. We already had Mary Stone when our Mary Stone heterotypes, our divisible or divided particularities are being kind of combined, or what was the word, folded together to into unity. And yes, before, right. Uh, uh, oh, pletheusis. I'm sorry. How did you translate it?
I said filling.
Oh no, it's from plurality, making it's not uh, uh, it's not like what would be
I can
uh,
say increasing maybe or multiplying.
oh my well, there are two meanings actually. One, to be a become full, and the which I didn't consider, but I think they're just homonymical, because at least I suspect, because I'm not sure how they related close enough. But another is increase in number, multiply, which is here as opposed to simplicity. Yes, let's see what Lampe gives us. Lampe gives only make multiple. Well, of course, doesn't mean anything because Lampe only gives meanings which are not LSJ. So, but I think by context, that's the better meaning. All right, any questions about this? All right, so Cole, please.
So at that time, when we are incorruptible and
Well, just a second.
oh, sorry,
So,
I'll read it in Greek first.
yeah.
Τότε δε όταν αυθάρτη και αθάνατη γενόμεθα και της Χριστοίδους και μακαριότητατης εφικόμετα λήξεως πάντοτε συν Κύριο, κατά το λόγιον εσώμετα. Τις μεν χωρατής αυτού θεοφανίας εν πανάγνης θεωρίες αποπληρούμενοι φανοτάτες μάριγες ημάς περί αυγάτζουζης ως τους μαθήτας εν εκείνη τη θεότατη μεταμόρφωση της δε νοήτης αυτού φωτοδοσίας εν άπαθη και αολότονο μετεχόντες και της υπερνούν ενωσέως εν τες των υπερφανών ακτινών αγνώστης και μακαρίες επιβολές.
Well, you want to stop here? Okay, maybe.
The TLG has a period there.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So en theotera mimisi ton hyperuranion non is angeloigar hos ton logion alitia physin esometa ke ioi Deu tis Anastasios ioiontes. Okay. So then when
but just excuse me, I just want to from the very start taught it there and before the previous sentence. Of course, I know it was longish and far away. So, but it's essential.
Right.
And I think that Zuhla has a period before Nin Men. Anyway, I don't know why he put it. I would put a period before Nin Men, but of course, it is I who suggested to read this edition. But anyway, but whatever the punctuation, clearly this tote there refers to Nin Men. So now, but then, when?
Right.
Okay.
So at that time, when we shall have become incorruptible and immortal, and have achieved the portion, translating lixeos as portion. So the portion of the image of Christ and sublime blessedness or supreme blessedness, always being always with the Lord according to the writing.
And it's indicative. Will be always with the Lord as sometha. It's not a participle, right?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, kind of hard. And we will have achieved this portion, and we will be always with the Lord according to the writing.
And now
Yeah.
tis man, so it is already the clause, started there. And now it forks again in another man, and then you'll see there.
And then
Tis
there's
man,
another
tis
tis
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the one hand, having been filled um, by the vision or by the visible theophany um, of him by so Panagnis is like all pure or completely.
Well, all again, light, full. It's related to light, but or sparkling. There are many very close expressions which are very close in meaning, um, and in English it's difficult to render. Like panagnis, lamp. Well, he says, well, oh, actually, you're right. For some reason, yes, most pure. Yes, that's my bad. For some reason, I thought of a different route. Okay, yes, most pure.
Okay, so we shall be filled with um, uh, theophanies, visible theophanies of him in most pure visions.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Actually, LSJ give all hallowed, so I wasn't completely wrong. So I thought of this root which related to light, uh, uh, and actually LSJ give all hallowed. So Lampe gives uh, perfect in purity. So I'm now maybe there was with time contamination of these two closely related, somehow maybe etymologically related words. One meaning, or roots rather, one meaning, some manifestation of light, and another is purity. But anyway, there may be two possible meaning. Sorry for.
Okay. And being peri augadzousis is like surrounded with light,
Well, that is active. Again, it's
surrounding us with light.
right. So it's genitive, right? Uh, so it's agrees with what noun here?
Tis horatis theophanias. So
Right, right. So that's what it does. So it's of course, you recognize the construction. What construct? Why is it genitive here?
mm, I want to say genitive absolute.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's already. I gave it away
This
anyway.
is being correct without knowledge.
Right. Well, but you bingo. Right. So
Okay.
there are two tis man, genitive absolute, tis there also. I think. Oh, we'll see. Maybe it's not genitive absolute. We'll see. Uh, right. So since it's genitive absolute, so
Right. So these visible theophanies surrounding us with most shining light, like they surrounded the disciples in that divine transfiguration.
most divine transfiguration. That's actually singular. Tis theophanies, the
Uh,
visible theophany.
right. Okay. It's okay. It's just singular.
Hmm
Okay. tis de noitis autu photodosias en apath. So
it's now be on guard. So it begins as if it will be another genitive absolute, but watch out. So it's not. He does this all the time. I mean, that's his mastery of it's a great, actually, I would say prose or poetry or something, both. Yeah.
okay, so so I guess the verb is share is metehontes, sharing.
Yes, it's participle,
Participle, yeah, but
but the verb, and of course you're right. So since it's participle, it requires a finite verb, and we have it, but
isometa.
exactly, quite
Yeah.
far from here. Uh-huh.
Okay. So we shall share of the
Oh, partake. Okay, yeah.
yeah, partake is probably better. We shall partake of the intellectual giver of light or gift
Gift of light, not giver.
gift of light
Mhm.
of him
Uh,
in
well, that can be taken two way, right? It could be, but after
right, the mind of him or the gift of him.
yeah, that's interesting. How to construe after. So, well, there are several ways. So, the giving of light, which is characteristic of him, or okay, let's kind of leave it open, not to spend too much time, but we can then see how Lila, what I'm curious, because there, it's a bit not quite, there's different ways to construe it, but it's not essential. But of course, right, the major thing is after referring to what? Now, let's, like, you see, after theophanias, so also after. So let's see what grammatically, where does after, well, I think synkyrio,
Yeah,
yeah, so of the Lord. So the theophany of the Lord. So here, photodactyl, light given of the, I think, in by here the analogy works. So of him, or initiated by him, or so he's the light, the giving of the light of which he is the giver. Like, that's the meaning. Okay.
right. So that with passionless and immaterial mind.
Right, but there's a nuance here. It's not an attributive position, which would be to apathy ke ailo no, but predicative. So, which is, strictly speaking,
Right.
is to be translated by a relative clause. In the
Mind, which
mind,
is
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So without passion and with a mind which is immaterial.
No, apathy also refers to the mind.
Oh, okay.
With the mind, which is passionless and immaterial.
I see. Okay.
Mhm.
And epivoles, and of the oneness that is above mind,
Mhm.
and this in so epivoles is well, I'm just looking.
Applications. Well, that would
Okay.
be.
Yeah. So most in the completely pure and blessed uh, applications of the by means of the most pure and blessed applications of the of the manifested rays.
Well, two comments. Agnosis, it's not doesn't have to do with
Oh,
pure
right. It's unknowable.
unknowable, yes, and hyperphanon. You it's hyperphanon. It's super,
Hyper
super,
super.
super manifest, but that's not even that doesn't catch it because super manifest means very manifest, but there that is above manifestation, something though by the lights, by the rays which are by the rays. Sorry, by the rays unknowable and beyond manifestation. That's the quality. Uh, uh, well, sorry, no. By the rays, by the rays which are beyond manifestation. Test. Uh, by the unknowable and blessed applications of the rays which are beyond manifestation. So, you see, ton hyperphanon actinon,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Uh, so hyperphanon, uh, uh, like all hyper prefixes, they are in place of alpha privativum. In other words, in place, it's kind of to not to stay within the limits of so-called negative theology, just negating some predicate, but saying that it is something positive, but beyond. So they are not manifest, but not in the sense they're not in the bad sense that there's,
Right.
but
Not that they're invisible, just
it,
well, they're invisible to
uh,
us maybe right now.
right, right. That's a paradoxical, right? But the visible beyond visibility. So,
um,
uh,
so uh, so a more divine imitation of the
and te, well, actually, te is a good addition here.
uh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How?
so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I'm not sure what that would change, to be honest.
Uh, well, te, Adam, do you have any ideas about this? Why did Lila inserted this te? Wondering how does he justify it? And is it's line 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I supplevi, you see? This a variation of ego, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so te mean it's end, right? He wants to connect it.
Okay.
He does no, that I'm here. Yes, he wants to connect it. Uh, Actually, I looked wrong place. I looked for wrong there. It's 31, 32, 33, 33. Well, the same. 32. Supplevi the same. He supplied both stairs here. Yeah, but that's a good thing because that's connection and in the
Okay, so and in the more divine imitation of the super substantial minds,
super heavenly minds.
Oh, super heavenly minds. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Super
Theotera,
celestial.
yeah, this comparative can mean, because in this case, it's not necessarily comparative. It has a meaning of another meaning of just being very divine.
Okay.
Mm.
So not most divine, but
Yeah.
very divine.
Well, certainly not.
imitation.
It's not superlative. Not
Yes.
most is even. It's but even not comparative, which it could be theoretically.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Ah. Okay. So in a very divine and in a very divine imitation of the super celestial minds, uh, like unto uh, angels, we shall be,
Mhm.
as the truth of the divine writings says,
Mhm.
and sons of God and of the resurrection, and we shall be being sons of God and of the resurrection, and sons of the resurrection.
We shall be partaking. Uh, uh, well, how do you? Well, we shall be. That's the verb we were waiting for since we read Metacondas.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think it goes also with the e theu, and we will be partaking all that, and we will be sons of God, and that explains why I think this participle on this is well, circumstantial, but in this case it has some causal sense, because we will be the sons of resurrection. And this clearly he refers to the resurrection, because he refers also to the visible theophany, which for which one needs a body, of course. So that's so he's not spiritualist. He believes in the resurrection, in bodily resurrection. At least that's the claim here. All right. Any question about here? This? Okay, then Adam, please.
I was curious to ask just a
Mhm.
tangent. Do you have access to, I think was there a Latin translation that Thomas Aquinas could read of this work?
Oh, definitely. There is excellent edition uh, by uh, that's in Librum Beati Dionysii de Divinis Nominibus Expositio, um, by, uh, by, so by Thomas Aquinas. It's edited, published in 1950 in Rome. Uh, uh, I forgot the name of the editor. So it's very uh, a great edition, and well, anyway, so it's gives the text, the Greek text. Of course, it's before Zuchla's edition appeared, but I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's well, we have other editions we can compare, and then Saint Thomas's Thomas Aquinas's commentary and everything. Yeah.
I was curious if it would be fun to look at as we try to interpret, to figure out, to look at the Latin.
Well, that was a, yeah, but that's a big that was lead us as well. Of course, I welcome you doing this, and maybe uh, reporting here what you found, because there's a lot of secondary literature, and at least what caught my eye is that people indicating that Aquinas unfortunately got it all wrong.
Right,
Well,
he thought that Proclus copied Dionysius, right? Then.
oh no. He trusts that it's he doesn't. Aquinas realize it as an authentic text of Dionysius.
Oh yeah, my understanding was he thought that Proclus was the one copying Dionysius, or
Proclus was
Dionysius.
copying. Yeah, that's possible. I even didn't check this. Yeah,
Oh,
but I don't think he discusses even that. At least as I could notice him even addressing this subject.
oh, would you be willing to email the citation for that?
For that publication, yes,
Oh,
I can do this. Yes,
thank you.
yes.
Uh,
Okay, let's.
so Nunde hos hemen epicton oikeois men estetea symbolois chromata cactuton autis epiten aplein kai henomenon ton noiton theamaton alitean analogos anatenometa kai metapasan ten katemas ton theoiron noisen apapaontes hemon tas noiros energeas esten Huperusion actina cataton demeton epibalamen inhepanta taperata passon ton notion huperaretus pro upesteken hente ute enoisa dunaton ute amen ute halos um uh sorry, I lost my place. Ute holos pos theoresai diotot panton auton exeremenon enai kai huper agnostan kai poson menton usiodon nosion kai dunameon tas apopatosios hamatas pases huperusios so huperusios in hyaute proelepuien panton de aperilepto duname kai ton huperanion non huper idrumenin.
Yeah.
That's the and now, as is possible for us, let us make use of the appropriate symbols towards the divine matters.
Right.
And from these again, let us stretch up towards the
Well, anatinomia, as we've established, I hope it has the passive meaning here. Let us be stretched
oh,
or
okay.
drawn up.
Yeah, let us be drawn up towards the simple and unified truth of the intelligible sights proportionally, I guess.
Sides, yes.
And after after the entire, I guess, noesis, or like understanding, maybe intelligizing of uh, the one in accordance with us of the divine formed things.
Divine forms, or
Yeah.
divine things. Yeah.
Stopping our intelligent activities.
Yeah. Our I want to say intellecting activity or
Yeah.
intellectual activities, and that's why, as I said, it confirms that anatinomia should be taken passively, because what here he's explicit about it, that from a certain point the advancement is not by our energia, but not by our activity, not by activity which is kathimas. So we are passive there, we are experiencing it, but we are not actors anymore. It's by grace.
And to the extent that it's lawful, let us cast ourselves towards the super essential ray of light.
Right. Lawful, as we said, it's a little bit to the extent that it's, well, apportioned to us or something like that. Yeah.
In which all boundaries
Limits, maybe parata limits.
Okay. All limits of all knowings are exist beyond ineffably.
Yeah, pre-exist,
Oh yeah.
pro-ifestican.
Um, and I had trouble with like the what exactly is the antecedent of the hane here? It's a relative pronoun, right? The
Right, and it's feminine.
oh, is it the it's the arctina?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So it's the ray of light, which neither is able to be comprehended, maybe, nor spoken, nor um, nor altogether in any way contemplated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, through I guess
Well, dia with accusative, it's on account of.
oh right. Um, and uh,
Well,
can you
it's
remind me what XA? I'm blanking on XA Raymond means.
transcendent, roughly speaking. Mm-hmm.
Um, on account of it being transcendent of all things
Yeah.
and beyond knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and um,
On the one hand,
on the one hand, it's pre-grasped, I guess,
uh, uh, yes, having grasped in advance.
in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the the apoperitoses.
Yeah, it's well, it's close to in meaning to what was before parata, apoperatosis. So endings.
Mhm. The endings of all substantial um, knowings and capacities
Mm-hmm.
and every,
So
every
ama que passus. So all and together.
oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
On,
seated beyond, but on the other
on the
hand,
other hand, on
yeah,
the other hand. Mm-hmm.
seated beyond uh, um, all things which are ungraspable potentially. Is that how I take duname?
No, it's. I think it's. What is the force of this dative called? Maybe you have an idea.
Ungraspable by power. Um,
No, well, I think it qualifies dynamia, although there is no article to say, but by means
oh, I see.
of its ungraspable power.
Oh, yeah, okay. Um, and
And how do you, what do you make of care?
um, ungraspable by means of its power, even of the heaven beyond heavenly minds.
Yes, but
The power of the
yes, uh, well, the hyper is remaining in I think you translated established above, right?
yeah, I said seated beyond.
Yeah, seated beyond it, seated beyond of what? Uh, 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 Panton, keton, hyperanian of even of even all uh, super heavenly minds. And on the other hand, so by means of its ungraspable power, or in the exact force of the dative, well, we may think about it, but I think it's something like this. So by means of it, or as regards of it ungraspable power, on the other hand, sitting on beyond of even all super heavenly mind. So that is on the other hand, but on the one hand, what is okay? So in on the one hand, it holds in advance, holds proeliphian. So it grasps in advance all the. So on the one hand, it contains the endings of whatever this means of, or terminations or final conclusions, maybe even, of all knowings. And on the other hand, it is sitting beyond of even super heavenly minds. Well, any quick questions on it, since we're out of time?
Well, there was just one thing.
Mm.
I think we translated hyperagnoston as beyond knowledge, but it's should be beyond like ignorance or beyond unknowing.
Oh, I see. Which line is it?
Uh,
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
or-
Yes, beyond ignorance. Yes,
Not that that
very
makes
good.
anything clearer, but
No, no,
just
no, no,
pointed
but it
out.
makes, yes, yes, but it makes it, yes, thank you. Yes, beyond, again, unknowable in a way that it's, well, that is even he goes beyond himself. I mean, the author, right? Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll send you this data for the book.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good week.